Well, Line 6 just released an update 3.50 for the Helix, and there's a lot of really cool stuff in this update, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. Let's get started. Alright, so before we get started, I'm just letting you guys know I haven't played my Helix in several months. It's actually been sitting in a corner collecting dust, unfortunately. And I've just been playing a lot of my amps and working a lot, so I've been looking for a good excuse to get it back out. And today, I've got the best excuse ever because I was really excited to find out that they did this update, and it's something that they've been needing to do for a while. I mean, everybody knows that the stock cabs in the Helix are, they're just kind of okay. And I've been waiting for them to come up with better cabs, and they finally did that because, as you may or may not know, you can have the best amp sim and have it dialed in the best that you can, but if you're putting it through a bad IR or a bad stock cab or whatever, it's just not going to sound good, and it doesn't matter what you do. So as a lot of you already know, the cab and the speakers in it have the most say over how your amplifier is going to sound. Not the knobs in the amp, but the speakers in the cab. They have a lot of say over how your amp's going to sound and a little bit on how it's going to feel, especially in the digital realm. So in this video, I'm going to show you the things that I'm really excited about in this update. And number one, it's the cabs. It's the fact that you can move the mics around, and you can pan the cabs left and right and put a delay in there to give you that really nice twin tracking kind of sound. And if used right, it really does enhance your sound quite a bit in a good way. There's also a couple of really cool pedals that I'm excited about. It's the Plumes Overdrive and the 4-voice chorus pedal. And on top of all that, they finally got the PV Invective modeled inside the Helix, and I'm really looking forward to dialing that in as well. So let's get into the software now. Alright guys, so here I am at my desk, and I've already created a preset with 3 snapshots: crunch, big crunch, and lead. That's how I label them, so I know what I'm tapping on when I'm on stage. I didn't want to bore you with the building process, but I will show you everything that I put in this preset and how I set up my snapshots, and I'll explain why I set them up that way. Okay, so let's get started with the update. Obviously, we have the amplifier here, and like I said, I'm using the lead channel on it, and this is how I have it dialed in. And with all the settings and adjustments that I've made, this is how it sounds. Now, if you ask me, that freaking sounds pretty damn good. So here's what I did. Obviously, these are my settings here. Let's look at the cabs that I chose. And so basically, with the new software, what you could do is you can choose duals. So, I mean, you could choose single, dual, single legacy, dual legacy. I chose dual because, I mean, 2 is always better than 1, right? And then you split them right here so that you can have independent speakers. So I can have like a 4x12 Cali V30 over here, and then over here I can have the Uber V30 4x12 with a different mic. So there's a couple of ways you can move the mics. You can actually click on the mic and move it around. So that's kind of cool, you know. Or you can grab this bar here and use this, you know, to move it around. Or to fine tune it, you can use the arrows over here. Now the thing that I liked is that they give you the sweet spot, which is the cap edge. Typically the sweet spot is right on the cap edge with most mics. So you can start here and then just move it around incrementally here if you really want to fine tune and find your sweet spot that works best for you. Now you can do that obviously with both mics. I really like the fact that you can use 2 different speakers and 2 different mics, and you can move them in any position that you want. You can even do a 45-degree angle, you know. So you just click on that right there and it gives you the perfect 45-degree angle, or if you want it straight on, you just hit that right there. So very, very cool. I really like it. And another feature they give you is you can actually delay the time between each speaker when you're in dual mode. Okay, so what's nice about that is it gives you a little more width in your sound, but you just want to be really careful with that because the last thing you want is for it to have that really nasty, phasey, washy sound to it, and it takes all your low end out, and it just sounds like everything's out of phase. And I found, for me anyways, the sweet spot is 4 milliseconds, and I'll play it for you now so you can hear that, and then I'll start messing with the settings, and then you'll hear it get really washy, and I'll bring it back to where it's supposed to be. See, that has a really nice thick sound to it. So let's start messing with the settings now. Yeah, it sounds really good there. I wouldn't go past 4. It starts getting a little out of hand after that. But I just wanted to show you that feature really quick. And the thing is you can do this with IRs as well. So if you have some favorite IRs that you want to load in here, just make sure you have it in dual mode, and then you can also apply this same effect to your impulse responses as well. Okay, so there's a new pedal also on the modulation side. It's the 4-voice chorus. And let's hear how that sounds right now. All right, so I have it set up to be kind of subtle, so let's go ahead and crank it up a little bit and hear what this does. I haven't changed anything else on this except for the level. And yeah, that's pretty much all I've done. So let's just hear it at different levels and we'll find the sweet spot, which I honestly think is 44%, but let's mess around with it. Okay, you can get away with a little higher if you want. So as you noticed, as I turned it up, the volume drop, but what's cool is they give you an extra volume boost here to kind of attenuate for that. So that's nice as well. Let me mess around with it for another second here. All right, so after further playing with this, I think 47% is actually better. So I'm going to adjust the volume so that it's the same whether it's on or off, because in this next snapshot I have it on and I don't want volume jumps or volume dips. So let's go ahead and adjust that now. let's go ahead and hear the big crunch now, which basically what I have set up is modulation and delay with modulation on it, which is actually pretty cool. So let's go ahead and hear that right now. Before I do that, let's save. There we go. Let's hear what this sounds like. So I have obviously the modulation here, and I also have a delay with mod on it, which I really like a modulated delay for rhythms anyways, because it just adds a little extra flavor to the repeats and just makes things a little more interesting, especially on starts and stops, as you'll hear right now. Yeah, it just has a really nice sound to it in between the starts and stops. So I just love having that little extra flavor, little extra character there in between things. And it's just something different. So you can just dial that in right here. And I use the same delay for my leads, but I just, in the Snapshot, turn the chorus off because I don't really care for it on my leads. I just want my leads to be a little more on the pure side, but I do like this setting a lot. It's really cool. So if you haven't tried the modulated delay, I suggest that you do, and always do it in stereo. I mean, stereo is just way bigger sounding, way better sounding, especially when you're live. You get the ping pong delays and everything just sounds really huge. So definitely do that. I also have the chorus in stereo mode. That's just how I like it. All right, so there's the new chorus pedal, which again, I think sounds really good. I really like this chorus pedal a lot. And then, of course, the new plumes or pillars overdrive pedal. I think they did a great job on that. And just so you can see here, I have the hard gate set up here. And it's actually different in the lead setting. You can see I have different settings here in my Snapshot for leads because I don't want it to be as sensitive in the lead section. I want it to just let all the notes sing and stuff like that. So I have it set up like that. And if you also notice here, I have a compressor, which like, oh my God, why do you have a compressor for? Well, amps have compression, especially high gain amps. And without this in the chain right after the overdrive pedal and in front of the amplifier, I don't get that feel that I'm looking for. You can't tell it's on when you're listening to me play, but I can tell it's on while I'm playing because it adds that really good feel that I'm looking for. So I put the compressor on, and these are the settings that I use, and it just gives it a little better feel. And I'll demonstrate it for you now. I'll turn it on and off while I'm playing, and you won't hear the difference, but I can definitely feel it. It definitely feels better with it on. It's got a nice thicker kind of sound to it. It's very subtle, but there is a thickness to the sound. I mean, it doesn't change the tone at all, but once you get used to hearing this turn on and off, you'll definitely feel the difference, and you'll hear a little more of a thick chunk to the sound, and I really like that. And I didn't really do anything to the settings on the pedal. I mean, I just left it as is, and it just gave me exactly what I was looking for. So give that a try. If you're playing high gain amps and you're missing that really nice feel, this will give you that for sure. All right, so before I play this new preset with these 3 snapshots in a mix for you guys, let's just go over everything really quick again. Again, you have the new cabs, you have new mics, so you can position everything any way you want. You can split the cabs left and right as far as you want and have that delay between them to thicken things up a little bit, and it really does work very well. It's kind of like the twin tracker or the mimic pedal. And again, the settings that I would suggest are all the way left and right, you know, hard pan left and right on both speakers, and then just use the 4.0 milliseconds. That's the way I would go. And then with the new pedals. I mean, here are the settings on the new 4-voice chorus pedal. Here are my delay settings. You know, I use the chorus for rhythms but not leads. And here's my settings on the amplifier. Here's my overdrive settings. And here's the compressor that I used in front of the amp and right after the overdrive pedal. And I have 3 snapshots. I have crunch, big crunch, which has the modulated delay and the chorus added to it. That just gives me that really nice bigger sound if I want to add some dynamics to parts of songs that I'm playing. And then of course I have my lead sound here. And with my delay, let me turn that up. I have, let me do that while I got you guys here. I always go to 850 milliseconds for my delay time. And feedback's probably about, that's probably about right. I'll just turn it up a little bit to 35. And let's bring the mix up around 40. Let's see how that sounds. I know the delay sounds a little over the top there, but in a mix, I'm sure it's going to be really good. And before I do my mixes, I will fine-tune everything and make sure that it's good in a mix. But I mean, these are my starting points right here, and I think these are actually really good. You know, again, in a mix, I think this is going to be, if not perfect, near perfect. So let's go ahead and do that mix now. And let's hear how all of these snapshots and all these adjustments associated with them sound in this mix. And I'm really looking forward to hearing how this sounds with the new cabs and the new amp and the new overdrive pedal too. I mean, this is really cool. Well, there you have it. All the settings that I showed you previously in this video were used in that mix. The new cabs, the new mics, the new mic positions, and the panning and delay thing that they also gave us. It was all in there. And I also used the lead channel on the new Invective amp model, along with the Plumes overdrive pedal and the new 4-voice chorus pedal. I was listening to it with my studio monitors here as I was playing it in the mix, and it just sounded huge. It sounded really good, and the feel was good too. Make sure you use that compressor trick. Put it between the overdrive pedal and the amplifier, and just leave the settings the way they are in the compressor, and it just gives you that really nice feel that you're looking for. I play tube amps every day, and I can tell when I'm playing a modeler there's something missing, and that compressor definitely fills in the gap. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video and watching me stumble through some of the settings in this new update. Like I said, I haven't played my Helix in a long time, so it took me a few minutes to reacclimate to the software. And I only had time for 2 takes on that final mix, so hopefully it was good enough for you guys. Well, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope you got something out of this video. I'll be doing more stuff with the Helix very soon. I'm really looking forward to digging into this product again, because again, it's been a while and I kind of miss it. And to all my subscribers and Patreon supporters, thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and click the bell so that you can be notified every time I come out with a new episode or go live. Well, I'm so grateful for this opportunity to share this video with you guys. And again, I hope you got something out of it. And I got a lot of great stuff coming up for you guys. And I'll see you on the next one.